Hey guys, yesterday I had lunch with a friend and it was suggested that I give vlogging a try, so I'm doing so, and I want to share a really meaningful story with you that I hope is going to I hope will encourage you on your path. So this happened a few years ago. You know, there's some truths and realizations that you can come into that are like instant, and then there are some that might take years to metabolize. And so this has been one that has taken years for me to metabolize. Um, so, oh gosh, at one point I had the sweetest companionship with a wonderful Maine Coon cat, beautiful Maine Coon cat named Tavi. And that guy loved to eat. He was like 25 pounds. So I was doing one of my regular visits to the pet store to get him more food. And when I got there, there was a new display, and it looked to be a custom-built glass cage. And it was on the floor, and it was huge. It was like the size of a queen-size bed. The most unusual thing about the cage is that it was made of just the four walls of glass and no top. And I'm pretty sure that most definitions of cage, includes that it's a container that would hold something so that it could not escape. So this really didn't fit the definition of cage, but that was its intended purpose, to hold these parakeets. Beautiful, brightly colored parakeets. And they looked absolutely content to just hop along on the little branches and the little simulated habitat that was in this thing. And I was literally just transfixed. I could not even move myself toward the cat food aisle because I was like perplexed. So a staff guy comes up and he's like, "Can I help you?" And I told him, I said, I don't understand what I'm seeing here. And he's like, real casual. He's like, "Oh, they were born like that. It wouldn't occur to them to try to leave, to try to fly out." I was like, oh, because yes, in so many ways I was seeing myself in them. And I want to speak to all other documented humans that were also born in captivity, and we've got a receipt of purchase, and we have challenges of government and taxation and other kinds of imposition upon our freedom and our true nature and our greatest potential. And so we behave in a similar domesticated fashion, born with so much more potential inside of us, born with so much more capacity within us. And it's then the circumstances of modern life, and especially a governmentally sanctioned life, we feel very disconnected from our true nature. So yeah, I'm standing there just like, I was emotional by it because it was such a strong mirror, and just to see the sadness of birds, behaving more like snakes or frogs, just low to the ground when they're intended for flight. That's why they've got the wings. So to add to contrast to this, the store has like these sliding glass doors, and so in flies a wild bird. And this bird probably has never been owned and never been caged, and just flew right in, and he was like wreaking a little bit of havoc up on the, like near the ceiling rafters. And I am so grateful that in our community of freedom that there are wild birds that can and do like fly across our path to remind us of who and what we really are. So do not get it twisted, that you are not indentured to stay in any cage except for the one that you believe in and that you maintain. That's true of all cages. The cage of taxation, the cage of work life, the cage of relationship. I mean, any of those things are containers that we can leave. And so the point is like that the ceiling is not there unless we insist that it is. As I said, sometimes these things take years to metabolize, and maybe this has been the fact for me, and I'm still metabolizing it, the truth of it. But I know very well that I have much more in common with that wild bird that flew in than I do with those domesticated parrots or parakeets. And the same is true of you. So I just want this video to lovingly remind you of who and what you are, and to encourage you to, fall into strong disagreement with that cage that the captivity that you might feel. Disagree with it. I mean, in your core, be in strong disagreement with that. And look up and be amazed at the fact that it is open sky. Much love to you.